Hello traders, Rich here, and here's a quick but detailed update on Ethereum. As usual, if you guys like video analysis, let me know in the comments or simply leave a like. So let's get started. As per my last picture analysis, we were waiting for Ethereum to approach this area to look for buy setups, and the reason why it's a very strong area is because it's the intersection of the lower orange trend line, which is the lower bound of this entire range, and this horizontal support, as you can see in green, and we can see it even better from daily time frame. After this big and strong impulse movement, Ethereum got stuck inside this range and around this lower support, which was acting previously as a resistance area. And the 3.5k is also a round number, resistance, and a supply zone, as we had an aggressive movement down from it. That's why you see a rejection around this area, which is this supply zone. So long story short, we've got two possible scenarios after this extremely big impulse movement. We have the first one is a trend continuation to around 4.5k or a trend reversal to around 2k. But how do we know if it would be a trend continuation or a reversal? First of all, for the reversal, we will need to see a break below this area. We can clearly see that this one is holding as a strong support area. We've got many rejections from it, and we can also draw this channel that we saw from H1 time frame. So for now, it's still acting as a support, even though we are overall bearish from a short-term perspective. But this one is still acting as a support area, and we will be looking for buy setups till our next resistance and supply zone, which is the 3.5k. So long story short, for now, from a short-term perspective, we'll be looking for buy setups unless we have a big, massive candle close from daily time frame, of course, below this area. Then and only then the second scenario will play out, and we can say that we might have a potential reversal in this case. And anyway, let's take it step by step. In this case, if we have a candle close below this area, we'll be looking for sell setups on the retest. And again, it depends if you are trading this one on margin or not. I personally don't. I just buy and hold. I like to trade it. I don't like to trade it. So that's what we know from daily time frame. If we zoom into H1 again, we can see that this is where we are looking for buy setups for now, unless we have an aggressive movement downward, as I showed you previously. So now we are looking for buy setups. If we zoom into M30 time frame, we can see that we've got a channel forming, right? And the upper channel is not valid yet, so we'll be waiting for price to form a third swing around it, and then to consider it valid, then and only then we will enter a buy after a momentum candle close above it. And I'm not predicting that this will happen, right? It's just what I would like to see, so that the rules as per my trading style would be met, and then I'll be taking action, right? So now it's approaching this lower support area, and of course the price can like form new swings like this, and then a new one like this. In this case, this one would become the trigger swing, and we'll be entering a buy on break upward, which is even better, providing us with a better entry with a lower rate. But I will keep it like this for now. But for those who watch the video, know what I'm looking for, right? And as usual, I'll be highlighting this as our trigger, and we are looking for buy setups in the first place because we've got this daily support, right? Oof, we missed the U. That's it, right? So we are looking for buy setups, and this is what I'm waiting for on Ethereum. Before we continue, I want to tell you about Midrex. Midrex is one of the world's leading algo trading platforms. It has more than 30k registered users from 90 different countries, with over 2 billion total traded volume on the platform. It's very simple. When you log into your account, you go to Invest, Algo, and you've got over 300 different strategies to choose from. And you can also filter it through these features: top score, popular, and so on. You can click on them on any algo and you check the expected return, number of investors, and so on. So you click on it and check all the details to decide if it suits your risk appetite, personality, expectations, and so on. You can even build your own algo and monetize it to attract investors. But we'll talk about this in the next video. If you don't have an account yet, make sure to create one using the links in the description below to get $25 sign-up bonus. And let's continue. As we clearly see, gold has been overall bearish for a while, making low lows and lower highs. We've got a big impulse movement push price to the downside, small correction, big impulse, and now we have an aggressive correction. So we've got two possible scenarios from here, either a trend continuation from a short-term perspective or a trend continuation from a long-term perspective. In this case, we'll be looking for sell setups around this area. But how do we know if we would have a bullish movement or a bearish movement at around 1700? In this case, for the buyers to take over for a bullish scenario, we will need to have a big candle close above the 1800 and above this bullish candle. In this case, this area would be confirmed to become or to be shifted from a resistance to a support, where we'll be looking for buy setups on the retest. But for now, until this happens, we would be overall bearish, and we are currently at the end of the correction phase, which is this bullish phase, and we are looking for trend following setup to the downside. So we are currently looking for sell setups, but of course, for the sellers to take over, they need to break below this low. Anyway, let's zoom into lower time frames. If we go to an 30 time frame, we can see that the price was making higher highs and higher lows, so the trend was clearly bullish. Then here, price got stuck inside this range, and we had this aggressive movement upward, and then the price got stuck below the 1800 again. So the buyers are still struggling, and they aren't able to break above the 1800. So for now, here are the two possible scenarios. First, because we are around a resistance area, which you saw from daily, what I called the trio retest, we'll be looking for sell setups. So we'll be waiting for price to form a third swing around our lower blue trend line for it to be valid, and then we'll be selling on let me draw it in gray. We'll be selling on break downward, and of course, for extra confirmation, as mentioned from daily time frame, we will need a break below this entire area. Let me highlight it like this. Okay, so for extra confirmation, we will not sell here. We'll be waiting for price or gold to break below this area for extra confirmation, and it would be like a non-typical head and shoulders pattern. So here we've got the head, we've got this entire left shoulder, and maybe the price will get stuck around here, forming this big right shoulder. Anyway, wait for price to break below this area to confirm that now the sellers are taking over. Meanwhile, and until this happens, the buyers can still kick in. In this case, we will need to see a big movement above this area, which is what we saw from daily time frame. Above what? Above this last bullish candle. Let me show you again. Here we go. Above this one, then and only then we can say that now the bulls took over, and we are still trading inside this flat rising channel. In this case, if and only if we have this movement and a break above this area from daily time frame, then it will be confirmed that this area is now acting as a support, and in this case, we'll be looking, as mentioned, from daily for buy setups on the retest. That's it for gold. We've got two possible scenarios, either this one or, as mentioned now, a break above this one. Then we'll be looking for buy setups on the retest. Best of luck, and I'll see you on the next one.